I have a little experiment for you. And let's see what happens when you do this with me by asking a very simple and powerful question. But before I ask you the question, let me introduce myself. I'm Paul Sheppard. I'm your mindset coach, and this is the Mindset Change Podcast. Welcome. If you've not yet subscribed, please do, because you seriously don't want to miss out on the life-changing content that will be coming your way. Okay, let's get to this question. You ready? Bring your attention fully to this present moment. So be alert in the here and now, and ask yourself, what's here now when there are no problems to solve? What did you experience? Let's ask again. What's here now when there are no problems to solve? What did it feel like? What did you experience? If you're wondering, I'm not sure what I experienced, or what am I supposed to experience? Then let's get back to what this question actually means. And I first heard this question during a meditation by author and spiritual teacher Locke Kelly. Love his work. And Locke Kelly points out that there is a self, an ego, which is called the problem solver. You might recognize this part of you that can feel very busy, stressed, anxious as it jumps from thought to thought, trying to protect you from future problems it believes could happen. So yes, the worrying, catastrophizing, negative thought process is the problem solver in action, trying to improve your life by creating these thoughts for you to react to. And one thing to remember is the types of thoughts your problem solver will create will be based on the quality of your current level of thinking. So low quality thinking, for example, could be catastrophizing, jumping to the worst case scenario before even entertaining all other possibilities, being overreactionary, complaining, blaming, the victim mindset, believing that you're not enough, that you can't experience the good things in life, that there isn't enough of what you want. That's the scarcity mindset. Again, low quality thinking. Being judgmental, critical of yourself and others. Again, low quality thinking. And this is one of the biggest sources of misery in your life. And I believe one of the secrets to life, to a happier life, is the ability to upgrade your narrative, your level of thinking, your quality of thinking. Because if you don't, you'll just keep repeating your past. Over 90% of our thoughts are repeats from our past, and 80% of your thoughts today are classed as negative. Not sure how they work this out, but that's one of the current statistics. Which means we're repeating quite a lot of negative content, and a lot of that will depend on the quality of your thinking. So the problem solver needs an upgrade. They're not your enemy, but it is a conditioned part of you that has been programmed over time to react to life the way that you do. If you look at your past, you couldn't have done anything any different in your past simply because in that moment, whatever you regret doing, you couldn't have done any different because at that moment you had a certain level of quality of thinking, and that would have dictated to you your response, your reaction. If you want your future to be any different, you have to upgrade your level and quality of thinking. It's as simple as that. I will be talking about that more in a future episode. There are lots of ways to do it. Just very quickly, coaching is one of them. So working with a coach like myself, one of my favorite things to do is help people upgrade their mindsets. And I'm very lucky to see people transform their lives in ways they couldn't have imagined through having mindset coaching, which upgraded their quality of thinking. And one of the reasons why you're here listening to this podcast is that there's a part of you that really wants to upgrade your old programming. And I want to thank you, because we need more people like you who are willing to invest in their mindsets, which transform their lives, but also impacts the people around them. It's like a ripple slowly spreading out from the center of a pond. And another way to upgrade your quality of thinking, your mindset, is to give your problem solver a rest. Because when the problem solver is hyperactive due to your nervous system being too heightened from lifestyle choices, environmental factors, trauma from your past, illness, and anything else pushing your nervous system to the edge, you will notice your problem solver beginning to dumb themselves down with their quality and levels of thinking. We become very irrational. You notice that when you're under too much pressure, how your mind suddenly starts to worry and jump to the worst case scenarios much more, and you find yourself feeling really quite irrational. There you go. That's your problem solver struggling right there. So the question, what's here now when there are no problems to solve, can really bring around a feeling of peace. Because in this present moment, unless you're facing an imminent problem, imminent threat, then there are no problems to solve. And when I posted this on social media, hundreds and hundreds of people were commenting on how peaceful it felt, how still and present they become. And I wonder if you experienced that too. Or were you confused by the question? It doesn't matter which. But the more you practice being here, being now, and allowing your problem solver to rest, the limbic system, your emotional and survival parts of the brain, can relax. And your prefrontal cortex, the wise, rational, logical part of you, can have more influence. But the question actually does go deeper than this. And I wasn't sure if I was going to mention this part, but I am. Locke Kelly asks another question on top of this. And he asks, who's here now when there are no problems to solve? So think about that for a moment. Who's here now when there are no problems to solve? Now, Locke says that he's not talking to the mind, the problem solver, the ego. He's talking to the consciousness, the awakened awareness that's always there, always peaceful, always compassionate, always still. But we often don't recognize or connect with that part of ourselves because we're too busy being distracted by the ego, the self, the problem solver. So when the problem solver rests, we may begin to notice that there is a consciousness, an awareness that can mindfully observe the problem solver. And to take it to another level. I'm going deep today, aren't I? I hope you're okay with this. But to take it further, could you, from this place of awareness, with an attitude of compassion and kindness, give or send to your problem solver some love, some thanks and gratitude for everything they're doing to keep you alive, to help you navigate this physical world of ours. Now, you might be judging them and thinking, well, they're not doing a great job. Understandable. But they can only do it with their quality of thinking, the current levels. So why not, from this place of rest, allow your body to relax and heal, develop some clarity, and choose much more in the present moment to invest in what would help your problem solver work more effectively for you. An example being, my problem solver loves now to jump to things that will help me with my work. Now, they can get carried away at times, especially when I get excited by a project. But my problem solver is now a very inspirational part of me that likes to jump into the future and says, I wonder what your audience would think about this subject. Let's talk about this. How can we word this? And then it comes up with some ideas. And I wonder what it would be like for you to have a mind, a problem solver, an ego that's going to focus on more solution-focused thoughts for you, the truth about you, and moving on from the conditioning from trauma, which has led them to be low in various levels of thinking, which has been painful for you. Remember, there's no shame in that. We all still have this in various areas of our lives. And part of being a mindset coach is focusing on having a growth mindset, which says we're still limited. I'm still limited with a mindset in places that loves to grow, to find out new information. I don't know what I don't know yet. We are all unconsciously incompetent because we don't know what we don't know yet. But our desire to upgrade our minds can expose us to new information, new beliefs, new ways of seeing the world, which will really impact our lives in ways we can't imagine. So I know it's a lot to take in, this episode. And it's worth meditating on that question. What's here now when there's no problems to solve? And if you want to take it deeper, who's here now when there are no problems to solve? Now, to make things easier, I have made a few meditations recently with this question in. It's almost like I foresaw I was going to do this. Who knew? So one episode is 352, which is called 15-Minute Deep Peaceful Transformation Meditation. The feedback on this has been wonderful. So if you let me know what you thought of this episode, thank you so much. It really is appreciated. And 351, which is the 25-minute Peaceful Mind, Non-Sleep Deep Rest, Yoga Nidra Meditation. I believe those questions can be life-changing. I'm not saying they're for you right now, but they're definitely worth exploring. The show will be taking a couple of weeks break over the Christmas holidays, so you continue to listen to your favorite meditations or favorite episodes. There's plenty of content to listen to, and I'll look forward to being back with you in the new year. I have some amazing content I can't wait to share with you. Plus, the podcast will have a little bit of a different feel about it, I think. So, got to evolve, got to grow, and I think 2024 could be the best year for this show yet. If you would like to give me a Christmas present, look at me being greedy, please leave me a review of the podcast. You can do that on Spotify under this actual episode, or leave me an Apple review. It helps the show grow. It helps it reach much more in a way of people. And if you share it as well, honestly, that gives the algorithm a huge boost and people get to know more about what mindset change is all about. Have a crazily good Christmas if you don't listen to any other episodes before then, and I'll look forward to speaking with you and connecting with you in 2024. Have an amazing day.